The stage lights were blinding, but for just a split second, the silence was absolutely deafening.
It's October 2004. We're live on Saturday Night Live.
The band cues up for the second song. They're ready for the title track, Autobiography.
But the music that bursts out, it's not the right one. It's a pre-recorded track of the song she just finished.
And in that one instant, the camera captures everything. A young pop rock star caught completely off guard.
She stands frozen, does this, brief, bewildered jig. Her microphone hand just drops away from her mouth.
And then she flees the stage.
That moment, when the music stopped but the pre-recorded voice kept singing, it became maybe the loudest silence in pop culture history.
It was instantly dubbed Ashlee Simpson's darkest lie, and it felt like it could end her career before it even really began. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we're diving into the really dramatic two-decade journey of Ashlee Simpson.
We're using that infamous SNL incident as the catalyst to look at her authenticity, her career resilience, and this stunning comeback she's having right now.
It's an incredible story because the trajectory is just so wild.
Totally. Massive fame in 2004, hits absolute rock bottom that same year, and now 20 years later, she's not just back.
She's on top. Sold out Las Vegas residency.
So for you listening, this is a deep dive into how a single globally embarrassing moment can either, destroy a career
Or forge an ironclad, resilient performer.
But before the crash, she was just soaring.
Yet to really get why the audience felt so betrayed, we have to look at how carefully her brand was constructed right before all this happened.
Okay, let's unpack it.
Yeah.
The making of this pop rock phenomenon.
The star who didn't want to be pop.
Right, because the whole narrative around Ashlee Simpson was that she was the anti-pop star. She's the younger sister of Jessica Simpson, who at the time was, she was everywhere.
Oh, dominating. The blonde, polished, mainstream pop image.
And Ashlee's entire strategy was about being different.
It was a very conscious choice, both artistically and for marketing. She started out doing the typical celebrity sister thing.
Backup dancing for Jessica.
Exactly, and she even logged serious screen time, like 40 episodes on Seventh Heaven.
But when she signed with Geffen Records, everything changed. She went for a pop rock sound and famously dyed her naturally blonde hair dark.
It was all about severing those visual ties to her sister's look.
But here's the key question, right? Was that vulnerability genuine, or was it just cleverly manufactured for reality TV?
Well, that's the thing.
Because critically, she co-wrote every single song on her debut album, Autobiography.
And that gave her immediate credibility, the kind of the rock world, craves.
It was brilliantly blurred, wasn't it? The authenticity felt real because the lyrics were hers.
And the launch vehicle was pure reality television gold. The Ashlee Simpson Show on MTV.
That show followed the creation of the album in real time.
And that show was absolutely the engine. It drove everything.
Autobiography debuted straight at #1 on the Billboard 200.
The sales figures were huge. 398,000 copies in the first week.
That wasn't just a hit. That proved she was a commercial rival to her own sister, which defied all the critics who just called her Jessica's shadow.
Exactly. And the success was built on this emotional relatability. She capped right into that teenage angst.
Pieces of Me was an instant anthem.
And then the other single, Shadow, which was so emotional, explicitly talked about living in her older sister's wake.
And that resonated with so many people trying to find their own identity.
And speaking of relatable drama, you have to talk about the Ryan Cabrera connection.
Oh, that was reality TV gold. It just added so much fuel to the fire. It made her vulnerability feel so personal and public at the same time.
It was a true pop culture moment. Her dad, who was also her manager, Joe Simpson, discovered Cabrera.
Right.
And days later, he was living in the Simpson house in the room next to Ashlee's.
And the whole world watched them go from best friends to this big romance, all on MTV.
Her breakout hit, Pieces of Me, was written about him. They filmed his music video together.
And Cabrera himself has said that the Ashlee Simpson Show is what helped propel him and his music sales.
They were the couple of that early 2000s pop rock scene.
So you have this massive success all built on this raw, public, emotional honesty. It created such a high pedestal.
And the irony is that the audience demanded that truth from her.
So when she walked onto that SNL stage in October 2004, the entire foundation of authenticity she'd built was about to be just obliterated by a technical failure.
That success made the failure feel exponentially worse.
And that's not even the wildest part. The consequences of that single 30-second error, it changed how celebrities handle public failure forever.
Okay, so let's break it down. The day the track played wrong, the anatomy of the crash.
Why did it even happen in the first place?
Well, it starts with a logistical challenge that's pretty common in live TV.
Right. She was suffering from severe vocal cord inflammation. It was caused by acid reflux.
And she had totally lost her voice during the final rehearsals.
So for the live show, they decided to use a pre-recorded vocal track for support, which, is often standard practice in those high-pressure TV environments.
It guarantees a clean broadcast mix, even if the artist is singing live over it.
The first performance, Pieces of Me, it went off without a hitch. Smooth.
But as the band set up for the second song, Autobiography, someone, either the stage management team or her drummer, depending on whose story you believe,
They accidentally triggered the wrong track.
the wrong track. It was the vocal track for Pieces of Me all over again.
And it started playing before she even got to the microphone.
So you have her live vocal track with her voice on it singing Pieces of Me while the band is trying to set up for a completely different song.
The visual was just undeniable proof of lip syncing, her standing there, mic nowhere near her mouth, while her own voice is singing.
And she reacts with that famous little jig, stands there looking bewildered for about 30 seconds.
And then makes the ultimate walk of shame, leaves the stage entirely, forcing a commercial break.
The backlash was instantaneous, and it was global.
She was slammed relentlessly. This was before Twitter, but the comment sections, the message boards, the late night shows, they went nuclear.
It wasn't treated like a mistake. It was treated like a deep betrayal of the authenticity she'd spent a whole year selling on MTV.
So she had to address it right away. She went on TRL.
Yeah, MTV's flagship music show. And she explained that her drummer had accidentally pressed the wrong button.
And interestingly, 60 Minutes later aired some behind-the-scenes footage that actually did corroborate that she'd lost her voice in rehearsals. So it supported her claim.
But the narrative was already set in stone.
Lorne Michaels, the SNL producer, he publicly distanced himself. He said he didn't know about the plan to use the track.
And he emphasized that Simpson was the only musical guest ever to walk off the stage live. She said herself she made a complete fool of herself.
And that's really the heart of the problem. If you connect this to celebrity culture at the time, this incident was it was completely dehumanizing.
Simpson reflected on it later. She said the bullying was insane and the backlash was intense.
She was a young woman, only 20, facing worldwide judgment for one embarrassing technical mistake.
So it created this crisis point. Does she disappear or does she fight back?
She fought.
Yeah, she did. She framed the whole ordeal as this pivotal learning moment. She said the trauma taught her that people's perception of you is not who you are.
She realized she had to adopt thicker skin but still be vulnerable in her art.
And this is where it gets really strategic.
Yeah.
She basically pioneered the strategy of owning the backlash.
Turning public shame into lyrical material.
Exactly. Years before it became common for stars like Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande. Instead of sinking, that failure became the grit that fueled her next era.
It was a brilliant pivot, turning humiliation into marketable material.
Her comeback album, I Am Me, in 2005, shows just how aggressively she capitalized on that trauma.
She actually claimed the SNL incident made the album rawer and deeper.
Almost justifying the whole thing as an artistic necessity.
And the market bought it. I Am Me debuted at #1, her second consecutive chart topper.
And the album directly pulled her media scrutiny into the content.
The Single Boyfriend was famously written about those rumors of a love triangle with her, Wilmer Valderrama, and Lindsay Lohan.
She wasn't running from the rumors, she was writing the soundtrack to them.
And crucially, she proved her live performance skills really quickly. That same year, she went back to the SNL stage
A huge move.
and performed Catch Me When I Fall, a song directly inspired by the incident, and Boyfriend, flawlessly.
It was a clear public victory lap.
But the constant scrutiny, it forced some high-profile shifts. In 2006, she made a major pivot to theater,
She took on the role of Roxy Hart in Chicago in the West End.
which was a crucial strategic move. Theater is high credibility, low risk.
Right. It showed she could perform live, sustain a role, and develop real dramatic chops away from the fickle pop world. And she got great reviews.
She later reprised the role on Broadway in 2009. That's a key insight, using a major theater role to rebuild public trust.
It's the move of a mature artist, not just a reality star.
And yet, that microscope never went away. especially when it came to her image.
Absolutely. The nose job controversy in 2006 just intensified everything.
Her father said it was to resolve a breathing problem, but Ashlee called it a personal choice.
And the issue wasn't the surgery itself, but the timing.
Ugh, yeah. A Marie Claire article, where she criticized Hollywood's view of feminine beauty, hit stands after the surgery.
It resulted in over 1,000 complaint letters citing hypocrisy. She just couldn't escape that discussion about authenticity.
Which ironically was the core wound from SNL. It's exhausting just charting it. Constant criticism for her music, her looks, her relationships.
But what's so unique about her personal life now is the stability and this unusually amicable X factor she's maintained.
That's a fascinating observation. I mean, she navigated a divorce from Fall Out Boy's Pete Wentz, a very high-profile marriage, and later married Evan Ross, Diana Ross's son.
But the real twist is her relationship with her first high-profile boyfriend, Ryan Cabrera.
Her former flame. He remains incredibly close friends with both Ashlee and her husband, Evan Ross.
It completely defies the typical toxic celebrity narrative.
It does. Cabrera has confirmed that Evan Ross actually sought his blessing before he started dating Ashlee.
And he says they all attend each other's family events, calling it a fun, happy, healthy environment.
That maturity and stability in her personal life today is just such a direct counter to the chaotic manufactured drama she was known for in the reality TV years. It's proof of growth.
So after 2 decades of music, TV, theater, constant criticism, and building this foundation of emotional stability,
Yeah.
where does it all land her?
In Las Vegas, achieving the ultimate delayed victory.
Yes, the 2025-2026 triumph is the culmination of everything. She launched her first full-length residency, I Am Me, at the Venetian.
And it explicitly celebrates the 20th anniversary of her second album, the one she made right after the SNL incident.
The narrative has come completely full circle.
It debuted on Labor Day weekend 2025 with sold-out shows. It's been described as a love story to her fans.
And because of overwhelming demand, they immediately added extra dates in January 2026.
She's performing all the hits. Pieces Me, La La, Boyfriend. She has returned to the live stage, successfully reclaiming her identity.
That success isn't just a hit residency. It's a powerful statement about staying power and artistic conviction.
It proves that the very authenticity the audience questioned 2 decades ago was something she ultimately fought for and earned back.
And speaking of unexpected twists, if you're enjoying this deep dive into how celebrities navigate controversy, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
We've revisited the moment that defined a generation's view of Ashlee Simpson, a momentary technical failure misinterpreted as a lie.
And we traced how that extraordinary pressure forced her professional evolution across music, television, and the high-credibility world of theater.
She faced the absolute worst of public criticism early on, endured that dehumanizing feeling, yet she fought. She kept going.
And turned the backlash into the very material that drove her next 2 chart-topping albums and a successful theatrical career.
Which raises an important question for you, the listener. Given that she faced career catastrophe at just 20 years old.
Did that early, painful public crisis provide Ashlee with the necessary emotional armor, that thicker skin, that allowed her to navigate 2 decades of intense celebrity culture?
Ultimately making her current Las Vegas residency the ultimate unapologetic victory achieved entirely on her own terms.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.